What's up, everybody? Welcome into Funsie, a disc golf podcast. We have the four of us today, which we
We're
haven't had
back.
in quite a bit now. We'll just start off the top before we get into it. I did have a game because we're waiting a little bit here at the beginning. We're going to do a tier list,
Yes.
S through F. We're
I
going to go
love this.
through the typical, at least the ones that I could remember, styles of disc golf YouTube content. So first, we'll start with in the bag videos, S through F tier. Where are you putting them?
S if it's a pro.
F tier.
B.
Whoa.
Wow, we are all over the board. I'm going S tier as well because
Yeah.
I don't care if it's a
They're
beginner,
legendary.
a pro. I'm watching all of them.
Oh,
Go ahead.
I
Ben.
disagree with that, but pro. If it's a pro, I'll watch it. Like I've never watched an AMS in the bag.
I feel like it depends on the level. Like if it's someone that's been playing for a year or something, I feel like it's interesting just to see what they throw. And then if you've ever seen someone that's like, let's say like MA 60 or something, I feel like that's kind of interesting just because you never really hear about it or see it, and it's just cool to see because inevitably that's where all of us will end up. So just kind of cool to see what they throw.
I actually have a funny story real quick about this. Sorry to go on a tangent, but my friend, we call him Joey Reviews. Oh, there's two stories within the story. So there's this guy named Joey in central Massachusetts. He'd always leave reviews on courses. This is when I first started disc golf in 2021. And any new course we'd go to, we'd look for Joey's review because he'd do an in-depth review. And all my friends in the group chat started calling him Joey Reviews. Obviously, that wasn't his name. And then we started seeing him on the course. We're like, yo, that's Joey Reviews. And he had no idea. He had like a cult following. We would always try and find his review. And then a year later, I literally went up to him at Maple Hill Members Championship. I was like, bro, do you know that me and my friends love you and call you Joey Reviews and love your reviews? And he's like, what? Anyway, so then we became good friends after that and started playing. Like, probably like, I don't know, 2-3 years into playing with him, I realized he did it in the bag when he was like a month into playing, and
Putting pace.
I watched it. So I guess I did watch Nam in the bag. I watched it, and one of his like in the bag things he says is, "Yeah, so I'm putting with these. I forget what I'm gonna say. It was premium plastic. He's like premium plastic Colts. I think it was something like that.
Let's
like
go.
premium plastic Colts, but." Obviously, I feel like that's natural for a lot of beginners to start putting with premium plastic. I don't know why, but he then shows a Colt and they're just stickered with a bunch of disc golf stickers. And he's like, "Yeah, I like stickering my disc, my putter. I think it just looks really cool." And it was just the funniest because he was actually like pretty good, like 940, 950 rated at the point when I was playing. And it was the funniest thing ever just to see him like be dead serious a month into playing, just have a fully stickered disc and playing with it. So yeah, I guess that was a good in the bag just to see. I don't know, 1 month into disc golf in the bag, but I thought that was the funniest thing ever. His fully stickered premium disc that he was genuinely putting with, and he was explaining it as if he was like dead serious because he was dead serious. So
No, that
yeah.
is hilarious. I always thought that would be cool, but obviously it's illegal. So
Yeah, but
Grant, I'm curious why you gave it an F.
One, I think, Ben, you've told some of that story on Funsie before because I recognize that story.
there's
Just
no
wanted to
way.
say that. Dude, I swear.
I think you
feel-
did. I remember it too.
Yeah.
There's
As
no
Funsie's
way.
number one fan, I'm pretty confident I've heard you say that.
The sticker one or the Joe Reviews?
The Joe Reviews one.
Okay, yeah. 'Cause
Anyway.
the sticker one I just remembered. Joe Reviews definitely possible. Shout out Joey. He
Uh,
doesn't play anymore.
I mean, yeah, I'm just weird, I guess. I can't think of like too many people that I would care what they're bagging, but also I get over like discs pretty quickly at this point in my life because I'm just like my attitude now is like if you're good, you're gonna throw like most discs well, and if you're not, you're not. It's just like I don't know. To me, like a new
Mm.
disc comes out, and I'm like, it can't be that much different than the last one. Like, I don't know. That's my attitude. I know everyone's gonna hate that.
no. I mean, I think we've talked about this on the pod before. I don't know if you guys remember. I was a huge hater on in the bags. Like I thought they were the stupidest things ever. I feel like
I did
everyone,
not know that.
or I don't know. Well, I've definitely talked about this on the podcast. Maybe
Dude,
Do you remember that,
yeah,
Sajko?
Yeah, I remember. You're good.
I'm
Okay,
just fully.
okay.
I'm on podcast mode. I don't like. I guess I don't remember half the things we talk about.
Well, so my opinion is this. When I first started, I was like, I gotta see what people bag. I need to buy it. I need to see what's good, and so I'll bag it. And then at a certain point, I was like, all these in the bag videos are so lame. They're just the same thing every single time. Like, here's my drivers, and they're like destroyers, and here's my fairway drivers, and I throw the Athena and mid range. Like, it was just always like people would go through it the same way, and it was super lame and nothing new. And I, at that point, like, kind of knew what most discs were, and then like if I wanted to see what the new discs were, I just kept up with what came out. But then now I put it at B tier just because, like, I was at the point Grant was whenever I said I hated them, where it was just like, you can throw every disc well. And I agree with that. Like, I think you can throw every disc well, but I'm getting to the point in my play where, like, I know the discs that I throw better than I've known discs before. And I'm like, I would like to know, like, when I did a video recently with Gannon where he let me throw his, like, actual tournament bag in a tournament. And, like, after doing that, I was like, wow, he knows each of these discs intimately. And the way he knows each of these discs is why he's capable of doing what he does. And I started taking that mindset with my own bag. And I was like, I shot a 10-16 on Saturday. I won a tournament 2 weeks ago. Like I've really started playing much better, and that's why I think that there is a lot of value in the bags, because, like, I used to think having a certain run of disc is not that crucial, and now I'm like, okay, I see it. Like the first run of Premier FD, like when Niklas got third at Worlds or second at Worlds or whatever, is like less domey than the new Premier FDs. And that's my money run. Like, I cannot throw the new Premier FD that well. Like, I think it's a good disc, but it's just not super for me because of the dome. But the first run, like, I can throw like 420 just on like a laser beam, And so, like, that's my disc,
Okay, but here's the thing. I do see value in the bags. Like, I just don't like them, or they just don't interest me that much. But I can understand why people do. But what you just said, I feel like that's more for you than like if you're showing me your bag, or if you're showing the masses your bag, they're just seeing a disc, and like you can still even explain to them, oh, this is this run, it feels a little bit different, whatever. But a lot of people are just hearing, oh, he has this disc in his bag, I need to buy that disc. So, like, how much does this specifics like even apply to making it in the bag video?
Well, I mean, I've made 3 in the bags now, and like I was very upfront in those videos where I was like, regular in the bags are pretty lame. Like, I'm gonna do it different, and that's why I think that, like, I don't know. I think that in the bags have a lot of value to someone who wants to be in the depths, specifically like when Innova or Discraft posts people's in the bags, like those are for people that want to be in the depths because they watched Paul Macbeth's in the bag last year, and now they're like, what does he bag now? Now that, never mind. I won't say anything, but like, I think that there is a lot of value to in the bags, and then also I think that there are formats that make in the bags interesting. Like, for me, the format that I think is the most interesting is talking about the discs that are like my goats, like the discs I rely on super heavily, because then there's also just a lot of discs in my bag that I could probably switch it out, and I think that's the same thing for a lot of pros. Like, Gannon switches some of the discs in his bag pretty frequently, but he has discs in his bag that are like, I rely on these heavily, and I will not switch these out unless I lose them,
Yeah, Gannon made me a bag in person. Just like we went through it for like 30 minutes to 40 minutes of just him feeling each disc and putting a slot in. Yeah, my bag has never been as good as that day, and I felt like I did play a lot better because I knew what each disc was doing. And so yeah, I agree. I think having the right disc and having a bag and taking the time to kind of understand your bag is very important, and just having the right slots for each disc, or the right disc for each slots, and then understanding like how to throw them, I think helps a lot. I gotta get back to that. I just loose discs. So it's
Yeah, I was
hard.
going to ask, what happened to that bag? You just lost a bunch or what?
Yeah, I did. I actually was like super good at keeping track of the bag and my discs, and I still am. I still have a majority of them, but yeah, it's just, I don't know, just with playing disc golf, throwing in the water or stuff like that. Losing it. I don't think I lost any of them just from like typical me where I just threw it and forgot about it. It was mostly just, disc golf. Just losing leaves or grass or woods or water. But I still have a majority of them. Like right now, I don't even have a 7-speed in my bag because I left mine. That one I left in the field, so I got to go travel and get that one.
Got to be throwing that Calvin Eagle, bro. The duos or the bar speeds that just dropped.
Destroyer.
Here's a hot take.
Have.
Duo plastic is the dumbest plastic I've ever felt or
You
thought
hate
about
Innova.
in my entire
Yeah,
life.
that
Bro,
checks out. That's not
Why
that
would
hot.
you ever throw a disc with two plastics on two different sides? The density is different. The feel and grip is different. So when you throw it, you are throwing an inconsistent disc just by like the most.
Dude, I
like,
see some of the
base
top
level.
pros in the game throwing the Duo Destroyer. Like
Who?
my local pro, Kyle Moriarty and Bradley Williams, bro. At
Bradley Williams throws it, but when was the last time you saw Bradley Williams in a top 10?
Bro just aced.
He aced, but it wasn't on camera, so who cares?
That's
I
pretty
feel like
valid.
a lot of pros throw the Duo on.
Yeah, just like at the end of the day,
I think it just
like,
flies good.
it's a fine disc. It's a fine disc. But like Gannon talks about, like you have to have a consistent disc if you're gonna play well. All right, sorry, my daughter is on my leg crying because Duo plastic sucks.
So Jay Millie, even though
Dips.
you're muted, so the Discraft and Innova collab comes out today, whatever it is. So are you like half excited? You're like half excited about it?
No, I mean, obviously, I'm being a little silly. Like, I think it's
No.
fine. I think the discs are fine. I think
know.
Innova's fine.
You've
I'm
thrown them?
excited. Like, I hope it's like a Halo Star zone, and then like
I hope
a Z
if
confetti
it's a
destroyer
zone-
or something.
I can give
like
a little insight since that is coming out today. I don't
Wait,
know
you
what
know?
I don't know what it ultimately ended up being, but they ended up calling Joe to get his thoughts on this. Like,
Wait, you
a few
can tell us
months ago.
because this is coming up tomorrow. So you can tell us.
Yeah,
You could
So
you could be exclusive.
This
At
is
the
cool.
time-
This is insight though, because this isn't something they'll post about. Like they obviously talked to Joe behind the scenes before.
yeah, right. So I think they were debating what they should be doing, and at the time it was going to be Discraft Buzz and Innova
Oh.
Rock 3. And Joe heard that and was like, no one on planet Earth cares about the Rock 3 right now.
No.
And it doesn't mean that it's not a good disc. It's just a disc that no one is excited about. I guess in that sort of realm, maybe it's not like the same type of disc, but the Fox, it's hard to ignore how successful that disc was. So I guess that would make more sense. But aside
Wait,
from
what do you-
all early talkings that I'm referencing right now, I don't know where they went from that point.
Wait,
Interesting.
Say it again. Sorry, it was just going to be Buzz and Rock 3.
Yeah,
But
so it
it-
was gonna be the two companies coming together doing essentially battle packs because they saw, I'm assuming that they saw the success of the Luna battle packs and just trying to do something like, hey, how do we up something that did really well? It's like, why don't we make it collaborative? And that was the discussion that I'm aware of. But like I said, beyond all that,
That's
not
a good
sure.
idea, but like based on that, does that mean
Oh, I was
that
hoping it was
they're
plastic.
gonna do?
Different
Well, they're gonna
plastic.
do different. It's gonna. I assume it's gonna be the same concept as Luna Battle Packs, with each plastic type is like super rare, right?
Could be.
Or it's just the
Yeah,
mold versus
you don't
mold,
know, I guess.
which I could just do myself. I could just
know,
pick
I
up
mean-
a buzz.
Beyond what I just said, it would be a Funsie fact because I don't actually know if it's
Okay,
like, oh,
yeah,
dude,
we'll
for
see
sure,
later
there's just
today.
7 different plastics. But yeah, that's why I'm okay with saying this out loud because by the time people hear this, what will actually have come out will already be out.
A Halo
Yeah.
Buzz would be crazy.
That's what I'm saying. I hope, but
It would be
but
nasty.
I would love.
Duo buzz.
Yes.
No.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing why I don't think that's gonna happen. What I just realized, like, if they would have Innova would have to get the buzz mold, and then
Yeah,
if
no,
I'm,
they would have to trade molds. Like, that
yeah,
is
if I'm Innova,
what
bro,
would happen.
I'm like fully 3D like modeling that and like
no.
completely scanning it like to see what the
Well,
buzz
I'm
is.
sure what probably happened, right, is they probably sent they probably sent the mold to each other with contracts that are like you cannot copy, cannot replicate, and then they probably
True.
sent a Discraft representative to Innova, and Innova probably sent an Innova representative to Discraft. Like that is
briefcase handcuffed
yeah,
to them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like watching what happens with the mold, like to
That makes
run
sense.
like with a battle pack thing like that. Like they did, I think they only did like 10,000 battle packs or something like that. And so like if they're gonna do 10,000 Rock 3 Buzz battle packs, that's a week of work, like for a big manufacturer like that. And so like they sent someone, they got the mold put in the machine, they ran discs for 5 days, and then they demolded.
Hope it's that. I
and
hope
they
it's
left,
that
you
they
know?
traded plastics in different molds. That it would just be the
I
coolest
hope
thing
so
ever.
too. Yeah. My after hearing this information, my best case scenario is 5 Innova plastics, 5 Discraft plastics, whatever the 2 discs ended up being. I feel like they probably shouldn't have done Rock 3, but I feel like they probably did Buzz and Rock 3.
I
'cause that
personally
just makes
bag
the most
a
sense.
Duo Rock 3, so I don't know.
Yeah, because they're
guys.
beef.
I love them, so I am a Rock 3 lover. I know Sajko said, but for me, I bag it.
Method's
Again,
better.
great disc. I think
I
just
bag
in
the
the
Method as
modern
well.
market.
Really?
man,
Yeah, it's my straight disc. My method is just it's my flip up straight and whole disc. Where
I
the Duo Rock
have
3
a
is more.
flip up straight method, and then I have a stable method, and then I have an MD5.
Yeah, I don't have a stable. I have like a Lux method, like Canadian Nationals 2022, and it's like the best disc ever. I love the method, but
Method's
I
so
don't
good.
use it for what it's intended to be used for.
Sajko, did you want to give us your thoughts on In the Bags?
Yeah, let's get back to the game.
And then get back to the tier list.
This is the beauty of the full crew.
Yeah, I know. It's so good to be back. It's so refreshing.
In the bag videos, I always relate everything back to music because in the music scene, as guitarists, people love to show off their rig. So their guitar into their pedal board, into
Their
their
amps and stuff.
amps and whatever. And there are people, as you can imagine, that are so over the top and they have every pedal under the sun that is boutique and bougie or hard to find, whatever. And then you have, of course, someone on the polar opposite that just goes directly into like 3 pedals. That's fine. That's their entire live rig, whatever. Both can write really good songs. And there are even people that have every pedal in the world, but they still can't write a good song. So at the end of the day, you can buy every single disc under the sun, and it's like you still have to play disc golf or like score
That's
well or
super
do
comparable. That's
or do-
super comparable.
whatever. But having said that, buying new discs, sometimes you can unlock cool new shots or it just feels better subtly. So I think there's value in doing that, but at some point it's like, brother, you gotta play the thing that you love.
You gotta play the fiddle.
Exactly. So those are my thoughts on In the Bag videos. I love them. I think
I love them.
I don't
loved
think
them.
I don't have an issue with the format of In the Bag videos themselves. It's more so that everyone just bags a lot of the same discs, which I guess speaks to those molds, but I love seeing weird bags, man. And that's why like my bag is weird because I'm just like, I already know how a buzz flies. I already know how a zone flies. Like I'm gonna put in, what am I even throwing right now? Like a Melita, I'm throwing a Pathfinder, just trying different stuff and just seeing what's fun.
Okay,
No one, people don't talk about the Pathfinder. Great disc. It's like Buzz.
I like that disc.
less stable buzz, sort of.
Well, that's a leased mold, and we can talk about that later.
Mint discs.
That's
It's mint disc. What is it?
Mustang.
Jamie?
It's
Yeah.
the Mustang as well.
It's probably the
but-
Echo.
Yeah, I think so. But I have a few thoughts. So my first thought is on the in the bag stuff. At the end of the day, I just think that everyone's on a sliding scale, and like it just depends on what value you want from in the bags. Like if you just want to know what disc people are throwing, like it's super valuable and the format doesn't matter. The main reason I say I don't like the format is just as a content consumer, it gets very like the same very quickly. So like that is why I didn't like them and haven't loved the format for a long time. But I can see myself as like, I just want to know what discs are being bagged, like sliding back to the side of, yeah, they're really good. And that's why I'm like kind of at a B tier for it. And then secondly, this is just like complete tangent, but I watched the video of you throwing the heart, Sajko, on another round, and there's no way that was all first take. Were you just cooking, or did you just like
Throwing the
Did-
what?
the heart, the cardiac
Cardiac
arrest?
No, it was all first take. What do you mean?
What?
That was not an impressive video at all. What are we?
You like aced and like hit every putt ever? Like that was insane.
Dude,
Just
it was
that good.
it was nasty. It was something like learning as I went of just the quick pop with the putts. But then I don't know, for
I
some
know
reason
you're a good putter, but like I just can't. I haven't thrown the heart yet, but like it was just. I was like, bro, no way. He definitely went and grabbed it and redid it. But hearing that it's first take, you need to just start playing tournaments with the heart, dude.
the best heart player in the world. I'll take that title. No, I just found a good spot on sidearm. I feel like that's the kind of disc, speaking of inconsistency, depending where you grab it, it probably flies different.
Wait,
Dude,
where did you play?
The shortest, worst course in Charlotte area. It's called Dorton
Dorton?
Park. I
Yes,
guess it used to be
sir.
like a
No.
decent park, but then it was redone.
No, the park has gotten better. The course, that's debatable because the course, like I used to never go to that course, and now I
Really?
go to that course because it's different. Like there's nothing like it, and I know like most people hate like how
It's like
short
jump
it is.
putts to 100
Yeah.
foot holes. Like that's where you did your Ultra Luna battle, or that's where you did your Luna
Is
battle.
that the
pack
tee
video.
Yeah.
pad that's 60 feet or whatever?
Yeah, there's one that's like 20 feet.
Dude,
or
it's
something like
it's
that.
legit like 18 feet.
But it used to be 9 holes, and like most of the holes were just not good. Like, and
Really?
it didn't look good. The baskets weren't good. Like at least now, maybe it'll pull some like random people and like their kids into the sport.
Yeah. I
Versus
feel
the other one,
that's
like
a good
no
course
one was
for it,
touching.
yeah.
I don't think.
Yeah, that's something that my opinion has changed really hard on. Like nine hole courses, I was like kind of a hater on. But after talking to the UDisc guys in like Estonia and I think at Disc East and Disc South, like the amount of people who get into the sport because of 9-hole courses is insane. So like seeing Dorton on video, you know, as like a professional, semi-professional disc golfer and like, you know, high level AM or whatever, I'm like, yeah, I don't play that course. But for someone that's a beginner and for getting people into the sport, I see that course and I'm like, this is the best thing in the world. Like we need more
Will
of
say,
that.
I saw
So-
people out there playing. As much
Yeah.
as we want to crap on a course like that, and I did notice, I don't know if they get hate typically, or they saw, because I did an Instagram video out there that did really well, and then I did that YouTube video.
I
and
saw
that they've now
Joe.
changed the name of the course
Oh.
to specify that it's a putting and approach course.
Oh.
Because people are like, this course sucks. It has a 16-foot hole on it. With the nicest tee pad I've ever seen in Charlotte.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
I'll
nice
say this
tee pads
too.
and really nice baskets.
I think
Yeah.
it provides opportunities for like different and cool disc golf content as well.
Yeah, the video you did out there was really interesting, and I liked your video too, Sajko. I thought they were both very fun videos for
Thanks.
disc golf.
Yeah,
Hey,
but
trying,
I
man.
have a question. Have you genuinely aced the 20-foot hole first try? Is it on your ace list?
No.
Yes.
It's
not
okay,
on my
there were
ace
two
list,
there were two
but I have
questions
aced
there.
it.
Right? Or I might be
Yeah,
tripping. No, I
there
did
were
not
two.
add it on my ace list. Yes, I got it first try. Believe it or not.
Dude.
It would be a really
I
funny
mean,
video to miss first try and be like, I think Joe actually did that. We went out there one time and he's like, he had an entire stack of maybe 20, and he's like, I'm gonna ace with all of these discs in a row, and then he missed the first one, and then it just hard cuts.
Yeah, I do remember him throwing a bunch of discs at that basket.
I like that reel you made of him where he like
Walked up.
I feel like it's that really short hole. Yeah, he walks up and like throws a drive into it or something like that.
It was my disc.
Yeah, very very Nathan coded style of content, but we're just crying laughing about doing that. Or what is the course that you just aced at with the stasis?
Well, that's Harrisburg Park, and I don't like ever go there, but that's like a really pretty course, even though it's very very short and only 9 holes.
Joe going on hole 1 because it's probably like 70 feet or something, and just doing the jig wolf run up thumber. Anyways, here we'll move on to the next one in the tier list. Dial it back in.
Good.
It's gonna be the whole episode at this point.
Yeah, it will. This will be 3 episodes worth. Oh, we'll go disc reviews. S through F. Where are you putting disc reviews?
C.
I'm gonna put it A. I don't personally really watch disc reviews, and like I don't love them, but I just keep thinking about the beginner. And like when I first got into the sport, I didn't know what discs to buy, what discs to get, whatever. And so I was like, the best beginner get a disc, the best disc to start with, the best overall disc. And like I watched videos about that. And that I think that's just a really useful niche. Like Bodanza, every new disc that comes out makes a review about it and talks about what he likes, what he doesn't like, what it's useful for. And like I at one point thought that was really repetitive content, and it is repetitive to a degree, but if we want the sport to grow, we need that kind of content for every disc ever made and every drop and everything. And I'm happy with Bodanza being that guy, you know? And so I think it's very useful. Do I enjoy it? Like, here's what I'll say. For a beginner, S tier content. For me, D tier content. And that's why I settle in the middle at A, you know?
Well, here's the thing. I'm the opposite. I rated it C tier because I don't think it's great for beginner content, because I haven't really watched Bonanza's disc reviews. Like you're saying, like I don't need to. When I was beginning, I looked up all that stuff, but now I know what disc I like. I don't know if he still does the lefty Tony thing, but I don't know. I think it's C because I think it is useful and it is good, but I think for beginner, I think that's why I rated it lower, because I don't know if it's that great for beginner, because a beginner is gonna throw air bounce hyzer like 100 feet in the air, and that disc is not gonna fly how they're showing it fly. So I was actually on the opposite side. I think it is good if you can match that arm speed or whatever, but if you, for beginner, I think it can be deceiving, in my opinion, in a way.
Yeah, makes sense.
I could see that. I enjoy them, but I think C tier is probably a
That's
good
why
place
I just
for
in
it.
middle. It's like it's just exactly.
I feel like there's room for it to be something insane, but the thought of putting a ton of effort into a review for one disc is kind of a hard sell. If anyone ever was into video games and watched like IGN reviews for video games, those go very in depth, which I think is possible.
Rooster Teeth?
Not Rooster Teeth. It could be, but I don't know if there's enough that goes on with a disc compared to a game. You know, a game now $80 a disc.
I'd agree with you.
Let's say like 20 to 25, maybe something like that.
It's a piece of plastic circular.
Exactly.
Versus
like
a
there's
whole
gonna be
immersive world.
as different as something could fly between 2 discs. There's like 12 different flights. Not even that. So it's like there's so much overlap. So who knows? I think you'd have to do like a bunch of jokes and editing and things to spruce it up. But I think it's possible. Next one.
Well, actually, this is actually a good sort of transition. Jamie, I don't know if Garrett hit you up about it, but Garrett from Hooligan Disc is doing a thing called Hooli Lab right now. You can go to his website. It's like lab.hoolylab.com or something like that.
Oh, did he already announce this? I thought it was still like under works.
No, he already announced
something on Instagram, I think.
He's literally, the website's lab.hooligandisc.com, where the the consumer pre-order a disc for $30, and the whole thing is, you create your own disc, and then whatever's the most popular votes is going to be made. So let's say 100 of us pre-order the disc. So there's 100 people voting on, looks like there's parting line height, bottom edge, leading edge, dome. And then when you start like shifting it, at the different, I don't know what those are called. But basically the white part that you're seeing here, if you're on video, the actual disc starts shifting in real time. So you can do exactly what you like. I don't know exactly how it's doing, but I know it's something like that, where if you pre-order $30 and then you get a vote all the way from what the disc is, what plastic type, and then what mold name it's going to be. So I thought that's a really cool thing to kind of get involved in, be a part of creating a disc for the first time ever. I thought it was super intuitive. So if you want a disc, instead of looking at disc reviews, but you want a disc that you just want created, Holy Lab, baby.
That's the coolest thing ever.
Yeah. Garrett's like that. He's just super intuitive and super always thinking, and is great at coding and stuff like that. So I thought that was really cool, where I don't know exactly how he's going to do the voting, honestly, because like if 100 people, maybe he's just going to do like the average or whatever picks the most, like one speed to 12, because there's a lot of options there for parting line, dome. So he's going to do the average. I don't really know, but it is super cool.
That could end up being weird if he just does the average.
Yeah, that you're right. Maybe he's going to do the most common number.
I think it'll be.
I don't really know.
Picked one.
Yeah,
if I had to guess.
But you get to vote, even if yours mold doesn't really get approved per se. You still can vote on the next thing, which is going to be the name and the plastic and stamp and all
also
that, so.
Like you're paying $30 to help be a part of this. Your $30 gets you a disc and then being a part. Like that's pretty much the cost of a disc. So like at the end of the day, you're a part of a cool story.
Yeah, did I mention that you get the disc after you vote on it for the $30? You're not just paying $30 to vote. Sorry, I don't know if I mentioned that.
Yeah, it's a really good concept. I think I'll probably make at least a short form video on it because I think it's really cool.
Yeah,
and
unique.
Then ideally I can help him make like some kind of like long form content in regards to the actual disc making process, because it's always so fun to be involved in something like that. And so
yeah, so now you can, the public, lab.hooligan.disc.
I think it's a really good idea.
Where does he live?
Rockwall, DFW,
Texas.
I'm gonna be in Texas in the next month. I'm gonna take this man down.
That's also where Jay Millie lives, by the way, in case you're wondering, Grant.
I know, but Texas is giant, so I didn't know like what part of Texas.
They live like
wait, you're gonna be? I thought you were gonna be in Austin, Grant.
I'm gonna be in Houston.
Okay, that's even further.
If you're coming up to DFW, we should definitely do something.
Dallas is like,
I would love
5-6 hours away from Houston.
Is it?
Yeah, bro. That's what you just said. Texas is big, so that's yeah. You're proving what you just said.
I didn't know it was that far away.
Well, Austin from Dallas is 3.5 to
wait.
It's probably 4 hours.
I'm gonna be in
where
Houston. Like the very beginning of August, like the first week.
Oh, I'll be in Iowa.
No.
Des Moines. For
Next
the
one on the
creator
list.
challenge. Are you going to be anywhere the week before that?
Yes.
Oh. Is it not Ledgestone?
Wait, what? Are you going, Ben?
To what?
To
He doesn't
something
know.
that's the week before?
No, I'm going to Ledgestone. I didn't apply because I don't know. I probably wouldn't have got chosen either, but I didn't apply because I have to go caddy for
Bro.
Gannon. So
You would have totally been selected for sure.
yeah, I mean,
Are you going
don't
again,
do
Grant?
Oh,
wait, we've already talked about this. We've already talked about this. Never mind. Nobody.
But yeah.
Sorry, we can talk about this off air. Sorry, guys, we cannot spoil anything that we're talking about. So we're gonna move on to the next topic.
Yes.
If it makes anyone feel better, I have no idea what we're talking about.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll be at Ledgestone. Let's go.
Next one that we'll go with. Tournament coverage. S through F.
S tier.
Live or post production?
I was just thinking in terms of YouTube, but we can put that up for
S
debate.
tier.
That's pretty high up.
Tier. S tier.
I would say A tier for me.
I would say S tier. I don't really think that Jomez can do much more than they already do. I just think that we did it's kind of like the second step into disc golf. Like most of the time, people don't get into disc golf from just tournament coverage. So I just think we need to do a better job of getting people into disc golf. And then, yeah, Jomez is a great place to be once they are in disc golf, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I started playing disc golf, and then the first content I got into was Jomez, and that's all I watched for a while. And then I found like other disc golf content.
But you were already into disc golf. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm talking like funnel. Like Jomez doesn't typically get people into disc golf just right out the gate. It happens, I'm sure, but I think we need a better funnel.
Yeah. Which is Jay Millie. Good job. And Foundation.
I'm trying. That's my goal.
And another round,
I think we
honestly.
need more.
All y'all. Not G-Star, sorry.
And Rip.
Yeah, rip. And not me, too. I'll take not me, but you
Well,
guys
you got that.
definitely.
It was you at one point
What?
when you actually posted content.
Yeah, but no, I wasn't. Yeah, but I'm not. You don't look up disc golf, and I'm not the first one that pops up like you guys are. Like, what the heck? That was not. But yeah, that was. I mean, I have some content coming soon. I'm no longer a content creator for myself. Obviously, for Gannon, I'm calling myself a documenter. I'm literally just hiring a camera guy to just, if I have a league round or something, or like my buddies want to play around, I'll do that. I'm no longer like trying to create something like.
Yeah, what happened to the daily content?
So like the Instagram Reels, I kind of just morphed that into like, tour life s stuff, like with the caddy POVs and stuff like that, because it was just it made way more sense and got way more engagement than like no one cares about my life and what I do at all. So
that's not true.
No, it is true, because like you can go back and look at the views versus me just like posting like me doing disc golf something related. So I was like, okay, yeah, like it's just not. So I just started posting like me throwing caddy POVs and stuff.
I think it's one of those things you would have had to commit to for longer, Ben. Like, I think the initial
I
views of like, oh yeah, didn't get a lot of views when you posted your first day one of content or week one of whatever. I think you would have to have done it for like 20 weeks before people are like, oh, what's Ben doing this week? Because I do think you have a very interesting life in the disc golf space.
I agree. I just kind of, I don't know. I don't know what my intention was. I was like, it's cool that I'm traveling, and stuff like that. So I posted day 0 and then day 1, and then literally nothing after that. I started just shifting to disc golf, related only, and I think that's just because I cannot balance Gannon's stuff and my stuff. At the end of the day, I'm a little naive sometimes to that, where it's like, and just recording yourself every single day of just like trying to constantly being like, okay, what's cool to film for today, even when it's a boring day. I was just like, I just didn't really enjoy living life.
Yeah.
In the eyes of a content creator, if that makes sense, where it's like,
tough.
how do I make this interesting? What do I document? I'd rather just live. So it was a good transition though, because I instantly just went to the oh, my dog's freaking out, sorry. But I instantly went to the caddy POV, and those have been crushing it. So I was just like, okay, these work. I don't need to do the daily anymore.
No, totally.
Yeah, I think Josh hit it on the head with the Jomez stuff. I don't think it can really do much better than it's currently doing. The only problem is I still don't really find myself watching it. It's kind of
Me
like,
neither.
and I guess that's a me problem more than a them problem because they've already taken something that's like 3 hours long and condensed it down, and even then, it's still a hard sell for me to want to watch it. So like, I'm glad that it exists because then I can come back to it. Like I was able to watch Eagle winning, which was super cool, but otherwise, yeah, I like the idea of it, but I don't actually watch it, if that makes sense.
So what tier?
Would this make a difference before you give your tier? If Because I'm sure you're the same way as me. I would watch it more if it didn't get spoiled for me because I'm on social media so much. And so for me, it's like I would love to watch Jomez and not know what's going to happen. Like I would watch so many more tournaments, but
That would be
because
really
I always
interesting.
know, I'm just like, I don't know. It's not as exciting.
Yeah, it's a great point. Yeah, if every single episode of a new show came out, I already found out what happened in a brief synopsis, I probably wouldn't be likely to go check it out.
Yeah.
But having said that, I wouldn't have watched this morning Eagle winning at Swedish Open unless
Yes.
I saw that he won and it made me go watch it. So it's a two-edged sword. So I'm gonna go A tier, for those reasons. Next one, practice rounds, and by practice rounds, probably more so pro related, which for sure have drastically dropped off as the season has dragged on. S through F tier.
I'll say A tier for me, honestly. I don't really even watch practice rounds, but I just love the essence of watching a pro and his thoughts. I guess I used to film Ricky's practice rounds, so I guess I have experience there.
C tier. Okay.
C,
I'll go
senor.
C as
I
well.
think it's one of those things for me, as it stands. Like I want to give it F tier, but I do think, like I agree with Ben. I think there's a lot of value to seeing a pro kind of break down a course. Like I think that's how I've started to break down courses and think about things. Like thinking about your miss when you're playing a tournament or even a disc golf round can save you 5 strokes. Thinking about like just taking a little extra time to focus on a shot and like what you're trying to do can save you 3 strokes on a round. And so like seeing a pro do that and talk through the shot and the shot shape and stuff like that, I think is very valuable to a consumer and to someone trying to get into disc golf. But I think my big issue with it is I'd like to see it a little bit more highly produced, like almost like a Jomez. And the issue with that is there's just not enough money to do that yet, Like, I think where it's at is fine, and that's kind of where disc golf is at. Like, I love that Ezra and Goose are posting a practice round every week. Like, that's great. I'm proud of them for doing that. Do I want to see it be a little bit more scripted and a little higher quality? Yes, or like just have some segments or better editing or better cameras or whatever. Do I think they can do that as it stands? Probably not. Like that's just where disc golf is right now, and so that's why I give it a solid C tier.
All right, Aaron, you have to throw it in the fairway and get a par here, and we won't stop filming. You have to keep redoing until you get a par.
Okay, shut up. That's not what I mean by scripted.
I know, I'm just joking.
That's not what I
I'm
mean
just
by
joking.
scripted.
I know, but imagine that's like what they plan out which holes are gonna birdie. But I obviously know, like you meant just like segments and like what they're gonna.
I genuinely love the Gemma's practice rounds because I can get more of their personality that I can't get in a serious actual round. So like seeing Jerem and Yuli be idiots, that brings me a lot of joy. And then you kind of get sneak peeks at some of the pros.
And now they're your best friends.
Yeah, full circle. Maybe that's why. Maybe I'm kind of biased in that way, but it's been fun. They're just bringing on pros and whoever. So
yeah,
I think I'm
practice round-
maybe higher than the average person. So I'll probably go. I can't just do it based off of Jomez though. I'll go B tier.
That's why I gave it a C tier, is because I think the Jomez practice format is perfect. Like
So good.
how highly produced, how they always have German Yuli who are already established personalities on their channel, how it's silly, but they're also talking through things and throwing good shots. Like, I think they do a great job,
Yeah, for sure. This will be the last one because I want to catch up with Josh on his travels Form and coaching disc golf videos, S through F tier.
F.
Still F.
F.
I feel like
I
you
don't
came
know.
around a little bit though, like a
Well,
few months ago.
In the context of like how good the content is, or like if it's like helpful, because I feel like that's
You can give your rating and give your interpretation and like your reasoning.
I'll say I've been so positive this but I'll say S tier. I think obviously
Wow.
I think I've learned a lot just from listening to podcasts and watching videos about form and technique that I think is super helpful and is gonna escalate a ton of people's games further than back then when there was nothing, where it was just kind of like like the fact that we had a Will Schustrick in that era with that form, it still boggles my mind. Where now it's just easy. You can just watch all these different pros and copy and learn these things. But like Will Schustrick literally just had nothing to go off. He just somehow figured it out and had the best form ever and was amazing at this.
I give it F, not for the reason you guys might think. I think that there is really good coaching and really good form advice and like good videos on it. I just think everyone and their moms is trying to do it now. Like it is oversaturated. I think we have the opposite issue of what Ben said used to be the issue. There wasn't enough. Now there's too much. And like, honestly, you watch 10 form videos about the same thing and you'll probably hear 8 things that are the exact opposite.
Yeah.
I literally heard,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Silas would be mad if I said this, but like Cole Radalin, when he teaches form, talks about like throwing your hips first, which kind of leads to what people call rounding. And Silas was talking about how he runs clinics, and him and Cal Longquist want to run clinics a week later and say the Cole Radalin Rehabilitation Clinic because they want to just like go and redo all of the stuff he teaches everyone. And that's what I think is the biggest issue with form right now is like you'll hear one person say one thing and then you'll hear the next person and the next solid coach say the exact opposite thing.
I agree.
And that's what I think is the issue with form, because I think there are like a few key principles when it comes to disc golf that you need to really focus on. But when you start getting into the really nitty gritty, it is such a person by person basis where like people's bodies are different, people's mental games are different. Like how I throw far is like Gannon's told me this. I'll use Gannon's example more than my example because I'm not Gannon. But Gannon was like, if I threw nukes, I would not throw as far as I do with my cloud breakers. And he was like, if Anthony Barella had to throw cloud breakers, he would not throw as far as he does with his nukes, because those discs with their like nose angle and their rim thickness and stuff like that, he was like, the nukes are great for, I don't remember what Anthony Barella's release is, but it was like pulling through like this, nose angle like this. And he was like, that is horrible for the way I throw nose down and stuff like that. And so that's another factor that lends itself to, if you want to throw far, you just have to find more of the right disc than the right form. When you're that deep, you know, you've got to throw like 500.
Yeah. If you're that deep, like and you're already getting 400, 450, then you don't have to do as much. Even 500, you don't have to do as much form, more so golf. But I agree with you, honestly. But I think, to go off what you're saying, I think that's why it's important to find a coach that you like and just stick with it. Obviously,
yeah,
if
you follow one channel, I think that is better than how many channels there are.
Like the channels I really watch is Overthrow, number one. Obviously, they're the best in my opinion. Then I think number 2 has been like Nick Crush for me, because he gets more analytical and more so just in the weeds of like the throwing far stuff. And then like Blitz DG, I feel like those guys have been in podcasts together and really are kind of aligned on the same thing. Like obviously some things will differ, but they're all aligned and on the core principles, and they're all agree that one, like the biggest one is you don't use your hips at all. You're actually for throwing. And in their podcast, they were saying like putting the hips forward might help a little with rotation. like getting in position or something like that. I forget, it was their USDGC podcast, but that you don't use it for power, that it's all just like, bracing and arming the disc. So that's something that, or I don't know if arming's the correct term, but bracing and ripping through without using your hips. And then for me, when I was getting into disc golf, I was so confused by everyone kept saying using your hips, because I was like, I feel like I don't use my hips at all, and I can throw like pretty far. So that's why overthrow and all them. But then if you want to go like the hips way, there's like Slingshot Cole. I'm sure there's some other people. So even if whatever you think works best, because even though I agree with you, Jay Millie, that I don't think you're really using the hips at all, but I think it can, still lead to feeling the right things. I just think the thinking you're using your hips will lead to other things that are probably the real case as to why you're throwing far, rather than, because that's the thing with pros. Also, I'm gonna say this. That's the thing with pros. Like, I don't know. I'd say if you're starting out in disc golf, listen to the YouTube coaches first that are bad at disc golf, but because they are fully into coaching. That's all they study. That's all they do. With the pros, they're so good and have done it for so long that they're trying to like reverse engineer in their mind, think about what they do, and most times, honestly, they don't really know what they're doing. It's just because they've done it since they were 12 and kind of so. That's that. I'd say if you want to do form, like I'd recommend going to coach rather than a pro.
I would completely agree with you. I think that I used to have a different view of it, but like at this point, if you want to get better at disc golf and you want to do it through the coaching avenue, go to Robbie C, Overthrow, Nick Crush, Blitz DG, like some of Bodanza's coaching content before you go to like, clinics. Like clinics are good, I think, but I think you need to have a decent bit of stuff figured out before you go to clinics, because I agree with you. Like honestly, a lot of the pros just kind of figured it out, like they were just like, they didn't really think about their form a lot. It was more just like a feel thing, and they got to where their form is just goated,
Because they also start so young. Like I can think of all the ones that are teaching form. It's because they just started young, and your body, when you're young, needs to use the proper mechanics to throw far. Whereas like when you're older, you can muscle a disc over 300, 350. But when you're like 12, like you have to have perfect form to get, and your body just it has to connect naturally, and they don't have as much like, I don't know, muscle like habits. I don't even know. Their body's still like forming some of that, where like they aren't able to muscle it. So that's why literally all the top players that we know have started when they're kids, just because it's just so much easier as a kid to start, because your body just kind of gets to the proper place without you even needing to think of it, because of there's no I don't know the term I'm looking for. There's no muscle memory of just like, it's just like to throw far as a kid, you're just gonna get it just by playing, because you need to. You can't muscle it. That's why when you start older, that's why you see a lot of jankness and stuff like that, is because you can still muscle a disc with just pure strength, whereas a child cannot.
I have one more question on the tier list, if you don't mind me taking over, Sajko.
We need Sajko and Grant to do their tier. What is?
Yeah, well, I'll say A. I mean, I think it's really helpful, but it's not like the best. Sajko?
I would go C, because I think there's, like, as helpful as it is, there's a limitation that's involved, where every single thing probably somewhat comes down to how to throw farther, how to throw more accurately, and how to hit your angles. And that's, I know I'm just like lumping everything into one category, but I feel like it can be difficult to like make creative content outside of that. I feel like, wait, I have another point. Hold on. I had it in my head. I was trying to hold on to it.
Sorry.
No, you're good. I can't remember it. We'll move on.
I mean, if it comes back, just interrupt.
Yeah,
and
it'll
say-
come back to you.
I'm just gonna blurt it out. No, yeah, go for it, Grant.
Okay. Where would y'all rank Creator Cup / Imposter on the list? And then also, if it's not like S or A tier, what would you put at like the beginning of S tier? Because I think that style of content is what like probably the highest tier for me.
I think I have a take. I think in concept, Creator Cup and Imposter are both S tier. I think in execution, I think Imposter is like maybe A tier, and I think Creator Cup is maybe B/C tier. In concept,
I legit
I
could not
think-
say it any better.
Yeah, I think in concept, both of them are like primo content. I think they're a level of content that would be like, I can get people into disc golf by making them watch this. You know, like my wife watched last year's Imposter and enjoyed it and was like, this is good. I like this. I mean, I'm sure that's partially because I'm in it, but like, I think there is a level to Imposter and Creator Cup that is like, people understand this concept without needing to understand disc golf. And then like, as you watch more of it and more disc golf is involved, people might see the appeal to disc golf, you know, because they're more like bought into the personalities and the drama, but then there's disc golf. It's disc golf coded, you know? And so like in concept, I think it's perfect. In execution, I think that it's like kind of the issue with most of disc golf. I just think there needs to be a little bit more planning, a little bit more production, and especially with Creator Cup and Imposter, they need to just introduce the personalities a little bit more and pretty much tell the viewer why they should care X person wins, you know? Like, especially with Creator Cup, the biggest complaint I saw was like people just didn't know who the creators were. So just in each episode, introduce the creator, what kind of content they make, and like why you should care that they win, what they're going to do with the money, you know, or whatever, like how they're going to use their platform or what, like where they stand in life. It's kind of hard to pick someone if all you see is them throwing bad disc golf shots, you know? But if it's like, yeah, we've only been playing for 6 months and here's what we want to do with the sport and here's why we are a good channel, like people would care much more. And that's my opinion.
Yeah, I think, yeah, exactly. I think I agree with it.
Well said.
I think the concepts are amazing, and yeah, I'd say, I don't know. Even for me, Creator Cup, I'd still put it in A tier, even though it wasn't maybe executed the best this year. I still think the idea of it and like even the like just production side of it is still like far above a lot of stuff, even though it wasn't executed as properly. It was still like an ambitious concept, and I think it was a cool concept that, you know, will get better with time. So, yeah.
Yeah, Josh, like I said, pretty much summed it up just about as good as you can. I think there's room for growth. I think it was really good, and I don't remember the problems that happened just because it's A, I wasn't there, and B, it's just been a little bit far removed at this point. But I can guarantee that they learned things through doing that process that they will then implement in future seasons.
Bro,
What would you say, Grant?
About either one or both, or
Yeah, what do you think of Creator? Because yeah, Creator Cup. I'm curious. Well, you can talk about both, but what did you think? Because you were part of both, but most recently, Baby Destroyer Cup.
I think both, like y'all were saying, like the concept is like the highest level of entertainment for me. Like if I just had, you know, things on the screen on YouTube and I'm like sitting down at my TV and I see like Imposter or like Creator Cup and the way that starts out versus like coverage versus like an in the bag or whatever, I'm always clicking on like the Imposter or Creator Cup. If it has, not if it's just like random people that I've never seen, like if it's just like a 500 subscriber channel or something, but with Foundation putting it on, it's obviously not that way. But I definitely think, obviously it can always be improved. I mean, you could get to the point where it's like Mr. Beast level. But Creator Cup, it was just like, I think it just came on pretty quick, and the idea came on pretty quick. And so I think with like more planning and the right people involved and enough people that are like ambitious enough and have vision for it, I think it could be like incredible. But it's just a matter of who has the time, energy, and money and whatever else to like pour into it.
No one. Jomez and Foundation. That's it. So
We'll see it, but that's why, I mean, I think you have people like Conkle who, like, he's pretty ambitious, and, like, he would be down to just try and help make it good, like, with little to no, like, compensation or whatever. And I'm not saying that's okay. Like, he should get paid if he's doing work, but well, I mean, but I'm kind of the same way. Like, because I want to see good disc golf content and like good content in the space, like I'm motivated to like try and help with some of these things to just like make them cooler or better. And like I think if there's enough people that have enough good ideas that want to execute on them, that some of these things could be like epic if you just if you had someone who was good at delegating and you just like put different people in different areas to like oversee a portion of it, it could be incredible, but we're just not there yet.
At this point, we are starting to close in on the episode. Josh, I know that I referenced that I kind of want to hear about your travels. At this point, do you want to give a brief synopsis, or do you want to save that for another episode? Because we, as we do, are now at the end of the episode after just, it was a game. That was just the game at the beginning, as like the icebreaker, we'll call it. So it's up to you.
Someone's reacting. I will save it because I think there's a lot to talk about. I also will be posting one of my first videos from Estonia this week, and then I have another video from Estonia. And then, I was at Glass Blown Open again, so I have a couple videos from that as well. So all of that stuff will be fresh on my mind from editing it for 20 hours. So it's not like I need to talk about it now or I'll forget about it. So I'll save it for another episode. I think that a tier list episode was well needed, and I think it was fire.
Sick.
agreed. This is awesome. I can't believe it took up a whole hour. That's so funny. That's the funniest thing. That's just so us though. It's just so us. Like
100%.
hey, before we start the podcast, quick little game. All right, now the podcast can start.
Yeah, unless anyone has any closing thoughts, we're closing in the end of the episode. Appreciate everyone checking us out. Is it lame to say like, comment, and subscribe? Should we start doing that more often?
I
People
say
will
it.
let us know.
Do it.
Yeah, do it. Like, comment,
Didn't we-
subscribe. No,
we
actually,
get
just
mono-
comment. No, not yet. I
Guys,
think we need more watch hours.
We need you to watch every episode 10 times so we can get monetized.
Yeah,
and
when
make
you go to
$3
bed,
a
when
month.
you go to bed, just put it on loop. We
Yeah.
need 500 more watch hours.
Yeah, do you mind?
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
every time.
honestly, comment. Please comment.
Yes.
I love reading your guys' comments. It's so fun to like have an episode with like 50 views and 10 comments. It's like it feels like our like a community is just so strong and awesome. So please keep commenting. I love reading your comments. I love responding to them. It's literally my favorite thing to check in the morning, or the afternoon, see who commented and what they said.
100%.
Wait, real quick. There's actually a tier list of the Funsie posts on our Instagram. Did you guys see that?
What?
There's a tier list?
Someone commented on our Instagram, one of Grant's posts, a tier list of the hosts.
Of
Like,
the hosts.
Who?
Yeah, I saw that.
Who their favorite host was.
Oh no, was I
Did you not
last?
see that, Sajko?
Mm-mm.
Okay, number one. Sacco.
Oh, what a
The
surprise.
reason for being
Did my
the voice
mom
of
leave
reason.
this tier list?
No.
It might be. I'm not sure who it is.
No. Sacco, here, one more tier list. It was Sacco for being the voice of reason. Dude, where is this comment, Grant? Do you know what?
Yeah, It was on.
Oh,
I think it was on the.
It was
the
Sajko's
forehand.
post.
Let's go.
Bend About Disc Golf. Shout out Jay Millie, number 2, for having takes that create good chaos.
Very much needed.
3, me, for obvious reasons. Honestly, Bend About Disc Golf, I have no idea what that
What does that
even
mean?
means. I don't know.
Wait, what?
For obvious reasons, Ben is
I don't.
third.
It either means like for obvious reasons I'm third because like obvious reasons that he doesn't like that I'm third, or obvious reasons that he likes that I'm third. I don't really know, but he said for obvious reasons. He either hates me or loves me.
Yeah, leave a comment.
But 4, it was G Star because he's new. But then he said in
Because
parentheses,
there couldn't be a lower spot.
G Star would be 3, but Ben's Disc Golf Expos kept him above you. Be better, G Star. Do 3 Disc Golf Expos. Claim your spot, number 3 spot. Which to me, honestly, just to me, it seems I'm gonna give G Star the 3rd spot because Disc Golf Expos has nothing to do with podcasting. So him saying G Star would be 3. I think he's 3 on the podcast host here.
G Star to the moon.
Yeah,
That's our goal on the pod now is to get him to the number 1 spot, just on that single guy's tier list.
Yes,
I'm
Bend About,
glad you-
please.
I'm glad you brought this up because I probably shouldn't say this, but the whole time I've been reading this Instagram name as Brenda something disc golf, so I thought it was a woman,
That's so funny.
hilarious.
and it is in
It's
fact
Ben.
a guy.
Yeah.
It's me. It's
All right.
Bend About Disc Golf.
Bend
Last
about
thing,
disc
I
golf.
went to try to go find this comment, and I went on Instagram, and I saw. I mean, I know that the Innova Discraft collab's getting announced today, and Discraft changed their colors on their profile picture to yellow and black. And
Yes.
Innova, I didn't even know that's sick. I love that they did that. Innova
Yeah, I love
changed
that they
theirs
did
to
that
like
too.
red, black, and white. I guess they had
Yep.
done it yesterday or what?
Like probably when it was
Few days
announced.
ago.
A few days ago, yeah. Whenever
Dang
it was
it.
announced.
Well, I just saw it. It's sick.
Yeah, all listeners
Yeah.
will already know what the discs are at this point, and we don't. But until next time, we appreciate you guys listening. Funsie out.
Funsie.
Funny.